Thank you, Cora. And the Manukau City Council is warning the government not to dismiss the huge weekend anti-crime protest by thousands of mostly Asians in South Auckland. They're sick of violent thugs targeting the Asian community and have threatened to form vigilante groups or even call them the triads, which has prompted a furious reaction from the Prime Minister and her ministers. Councillor Mike Williams says we can't afford to ignore the protesters, and he is with us this morning. Good morning, Mike, and thanks for your time this morning. Is it just a perception thing, or is crime epidemic in South Auckland?
No, look, there's been a huge increase in crime. 3 years ago, when we were making noises about, we don't have sufficient police resources, we didn't have the level of bag snatching and attacks on the person that we have now. Certainly it has grown in the last 3 years. And on Saturday, I guess from one perspective something fantastic happened. The 15,000 people, or 10 to 15,000 people from the Asian community turned up in the rain and hail to take a part in the democratic process.
It was impressive, wasn't it? I mean, it was a freezing cold day. I mean, to actually get that amount of people to mobilise to do anything. When's the last time you saw a protest of that size?
Exactly. I mean, you just have to look at John Biscown's 5,000 people maybe, and quite clearly these people have something to say. There are 15,000 Asian people who want to be heard, and what they are saying is we feel unsafe in our community, and I think we need an acknowledgement from the leadership in our nation that these people have taken time out to get involved in the political process and that they have a message, they're not safe, and I want the government to be looking at what are we going to do about that.
They have acknowledged it, though, haven't they? I mean, but what they're warning against the government is actually sort of the vigilante side of it. I mean, how seriously do you take Peter Lowe and what he's been saying?
Look, 3 years ago, people were concerned about the guardian angels, that they were going to be vigilantes. In Botany, we have the Botany Crime Watch Patrol. The evolution of these groups is they see an issue, they see a part they can play, they then get alongside the police, they learn some things about best practice in terms of, well, it's best not to do this and it's best to do this, to that, and they get involved and make a difference in the community alongside the police. That's how these things tend to evolve. It starts off with a lot of noise and it turns into positive action over time.
Are there enough police on the streets in South Auckland?
There are not. I mean, instinctively you would think that, counties Manukau, this is where we had, the Bailey Kororiki, the Kahuis, the 3 murders in 9 days recently. This is an area where you would think would be have more police per head of population than the national average, wouldn't you?
Why do you say that, though? Do you say that just because it's, again, a perception thing? Because as soon as a crime happens in South Auckland, I mean, the media jump on it, don't they? I mean, we just love beating it up and saying that
it's not just perception, though, Martin, is it? I mean, what I'm quoting is actual cases, actual murders to show, well, counties Manukau is a higher need population police-wise, and currently we have less than the national average. We have one police officer for every 617 or 618 people. The national average is 1 to 550. Now we at least need to have the national average in South Auckland to be able to cope with all the crime. We've got the killer bees and other gangs who are involved in this, bag snatching and theft from cars, and people don't feel safe.
This is South Auckland Councillor Michael Williams is with us, and it was only there, a couple of months ago that actually Annette King visited the area, wasn't it, after one of these murders, and actually swept around and said that, and then she blamed it on the full moon, wasn't it? It was actually, it was only a couple of months ago, wasn't it? That all this,
that's right, and she's also advised the 15,000 Asian people that they should join neighbourhood support, and it's...
Well, what do you want from the ministers then? I mean, they have visited the area, the police commissioner also has, so what exactly do you want?
Look, I think the number one thing that we want from our government is for them to listen to what we have, what the people are saying, and we want them to act. It's quite plain. I mean, our councillor Dick Quacks, who is the head of community safety in Manukau City, he is now putting up a proposal for Manukau City to provide private security guards on the beat in Manukau City, and that's as a direct result of the low police numbers. I mean, you know, we keep hearing that we have a full contingent of police. The trouble is the contingent isn't high enough.
Michael, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very
Michael
much.
Williams, South Auckland Councillor.